Hello, Gemini, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, current energy, and immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self for mid to end of June 2023? As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages. I have the tarot deck already shuffled that we'll be jumping into, as well as the decks that I'll be using in the extended. Please remember, these are general readings. They will not resonate fully for everyone. So do remember to take what resonates and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. All right, Gemini. Let's start by looking at your recent past. And I feel like I'm going to be very vague about these overall energies in this reading because I really don't know what they're saying in terms of specifics. So if I'm vague, just know we will get more information when we jump into tarot. So in your recent past, you're very close to achieving your goal with this Seven of Wands. I feel like you have been, like, this is like the face of someone on a mission, right? I don't know what that goal is. I don't know if it's a life you're trying to create, if it's a level of success you're trying to earn, if it's I don't know. I don't know what this goal is. But you have been on a mission towards something here. I feel like it's also kind of the energy of like every time you get close to it or feel like you're getting close, um, you feel further away than ever. Like, it's interesting. It's like the closer you get, the further away you get. Not that that's actually the case, but that's what it feels like. And I don't know. I just feel like the Seven of Wands can be like a stubborn energy, which stubbornness can be good, right? In certain, if your stubbornness is linked to like your self control or your discipline, then like, yeah, of course it's a good thing. I don't know though. I don't really know what that's saying. So in your current energy, you have, what do you need to release with the Tower in reverse? And it's interesting because I did the Taurus reading, and this card came out in the middle too. What do you need to release with the Tower in reverse? It's like there's something blocking your path. Person, idea, I don't know. I don't know. With the Tower in reverse. And now it could just be like a belief about your reality. Because remember, 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions stem from our subconscious, right? 5% of the way we interact with our reality is conscious. I feel like if you've been with me on my channel for a while, you can probably quote that verbatim. But I do feel like it could also be like a belief you have about what's possible for you, what you're capable of. And so you avoid taking necessary steps towards what the life that you really want. Like, it's like you have this life, you're on a mission, but like there's maybe a certain step that you haven't taken yet, or something, I don't know, something that you're needing to release to open up your energy. Because in your immediate future, you have, it's time to take action with the Sun. I mean, this is the Sun you're wanting. Some level of fulfillment, something that you think will make you very, very happy. This is what you want. Maybe it's just happiness in general. Maybe you're just working towards happiness. But then you have this time to take action card. It's like there's something needed from you. The universe can only do so much. We have to remember that when we're manifesting our reality, it really is a co-creation. We put in a little work, the universe puts in a little work and opens doors and makes things possible, and then it all comes together. But we have to be willing to do our part too. So let's start, Gemini, by looking at this reset past. You're very close to achieving your goal with the Seven of Wands. Reset past for Gemini, please. Reset past for Gemini. Clarifying, you're very close to achieving your goal with the Seven of Wands and Gemini's recent past. Reset past for Gemini. Reset past for Gemini, please. First card. It's always you. The King of Swords. And the Strength in reverse. Okay. So you could be a fairly confident person, but for some reason, you've been struggling to step fully into that confidence and that power about something or someone. Because your strength, your confidence has really been tested or like really put through the ringer recently. Now, this King of Swords is you, whether or not you're male or female. Remember, we all have male and female energy within us, so it doesn't really matter which one's coming through yet. If it does, then I will speak of that in the reading. But then you have this Moon card. It's like your fear. You've been facing a lot of fear. I don't know what that fear is. It's like fear that maybe you'll never be happy. That could be something. Fear that you're never happy. You'll never be happy. Fear that you'll never be successful. Fear that you'll never get to where you're trying to go, or you'll never feel safe or loved or valued or appreciated or whatever the case is, right? Fear can be so many different things. But it's like you're facing this moon to get to the sun. You're facing this fear to allow yourself happiness. Now, fear comes in so many different forms. It can come in the form of, we kind of can trap ourselves into fear based on how we allow our mind to think, or situations will arise in our life which will which are literally meant to put us into fear, so that we have to face that fear. I really feel like your recent past was a lot about your strength and your confidence being very tested in some way, shape, or form. Let's look at Gemini's recent past. This is recent past for Gemini, please. Recent past for Gemini. Gemini's recent past. Four of Wands in reverse. The Nine of Swords. See, so much fear, doubt, and insecurity, and okay. Four of Wands in reverse speaks of an energy of feeling your world getting flipped upside down. Feeling like you lost something that made you feel safe, something that made you feel confident, something that made you feel good about, not just about yourself, but about your future. Now, whether or not it could have made you feel good, but it could have equally not made you feel so good. I'm not saying that's for everyone, but it does feel like your recent past was like your world getting flipped upside down. I mean, like, if you look at that, right? And then it's in reverse, like, and all of it, it just feels like so much fear, doubt, and insecurity arose from that. But I'm so confused at this energy that's coming through and how it relates to you're very close to achieving your goal. Because this feels like an energy of being further away from your goal than ever. Not that you are. That's what it feels like to you. And then but then you have the Seven of Wands. It's like this this stubbornness or this determination. Like, maybe you were determined to not let this get you down, or you were determined to not let this stop you. I don't know. I'm really hoping this all ties together, because I'm a little confused. All right, recent past for Gemini, please. Recent past for Gemini. Huh. Okay, hang on. Recent past for Gemini. This situation that happened actually brought you closer to your goal. Okay. Yeah. Oh, there's the Seven of Wands right there, and the King of Pentacles in reverse. So the Page of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Cups, Five of Wands, Judgment, King of Swords. what you didn't realize is that the situation that, I don't know if something necessarily fell apart or something happened that flipped your world upside down. The situation happened because your fear, your insecurity, your doubt has been keeping you, whether or not you know it on a conscious level. Remember, 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions are subconscious, and a lot of our fear, doubt, and insecurity lives in that subconscious. Was actually controlling a lot of your movements, choices, and decisions. Like the fear, doubt, and insecurity that was brought up by this situation is kind of what led to this situation. Remember, this isn't going to resonate for everyone. And I feel like, because you have the Judgment, which is needing to see the truth of something, the Five of Wands, which is resistance, and then you as the King of Swords. I mean, you came up twice as the King of Swords. It feels like there's something, someone, I don't know, a life path that's really meant for you, but something that you were investing in or something that you were giving your time and energy to was keeping you from whatever that is. So that's why things had to kind of do a bit of a 180. Literally, that's what it feels like. Like it just kind of feels like things 180'd in your life. Now, I feel like at the time you felt very lost, unsure, overwhelmed, fear, afraid, stuck, so many different things. But it's all happening. This is all happening for you, not to you. You just don't see it yet. Let's see though. Current energy for Gemini, clarifying what do you need to release with the Tower in reverse? Clarifying what do you need to release with the Tower in reverse for Gemini's current energy? One more. Gemini's current energy, please. What do you need to release? The Fool. So this loss that you're currently going through, like it feels like a loss that you are currently kind of wading through, is actually leading you toward this new beginning as you heal. Because there's the Seven of Wands again. Okay, so what I want really quick, I want clarification on the Seven of Wands. As you heal, the situation had to bring up your fear so that you healed it, so that it didn't control you anymore. So you could have what it is that aligned with the abundance that you want, not with the fear that you had. Clarifying the Seven of Wands. The Ten of Pentacles. This is long-term fulfillment. Which, if we're clarifying the Seven of Wands, you have the Seven of Wands here, clarifying with the Ten of Pentacles, you're very close to achieving your goal. It really feels like this is like, your goal is this Ten of Pentacles. Now, when you're on the path to whatever it is that you want, the universe will test you in so many different ways. It will test whether or not you think you're deserving, capable, whether it's meant for you, not even just like deserving and capable of like attracting it into your life, but then sustaining it. Most of us are actually afraid of our own success and happiness because we've experienced for the majority of our lives lack and survival mode and, struggling to get by. That the idea of actually being abundant and living a life that is easy and free and joyful, like that seems so possible because we haven't experienced it before. And so I do feel like, in a way, that's something that's being brought through in this reading. Okay, current energy for Gemini. I just feel like my mind is in so many different places in this reading. Current energy for Gemini. What do you need to release with the Tower in reverse? This is for Gemini's current energy. Gemini's current energy, please. Gemini's current energy. So something in your life came to an end. Yeah, because there you are. King of Swords with the Nine of Wands in reverse. Something in your life came to an end. Could have had to do with a water sign. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It certainly does not have to. It does not have to. But that ending, it's like that ending brought you closer to what you were wanting through that situation than you've ever been before. That's what it feels like. Something has ended or something needs to end. If this is more, because again, these readings are general, so this could have been something that has happened, is happening, or will happen. This ending is bringing you closer, but it also had to happen. It's not like you could have just avoided the situation. Because again, you are closer to what you want because of what has happened than you ever have been before. You're closer than you've ever been because of what you've been through. And you might be like, how the hell is that possible? Well, to be honest with you, Gemini, I don't know yet. It feels like, because you have the Nine of Wands in reverse. What this is saying is this situation was a manifestation of a huge blockage that you have within. I want more on that. That's what I want more on. I'm getting a little nosy. Clarifying this Nine of Wands in reverse for Gemini's current energy. Because you have what you need to release. Current energy for Gemini, clarifying the Nine of Wands in reverse. So you're in a healing phase right now. That's what you're dealing with in your current energy. World got flipped upside down. You're in a healing phase. Clarifying the Nine of Wands in reverse for Gemini. Judgment with the King of Pentacles in reverse. Why things fell apart. Needing to see why things fell apart. It's like, so that the wheel could turn in your favor with the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, but how? It's almost like, this is more clarifying what I was saying. It's not clarifying what the blockage is or was. Okay, I'm just going to move forward because it's saying that there's a need to see why things had to fall apart, why things had to happen the way that they did, and they happened the way that they did to get you closer to what you want. Current energy for Gemini. So in your current energy, I feel like you're kind of in like an energy of like picking up the pieces from what happened here. Current energy for Gemini. I also saw the Queen of Swords, so whether you're male or female, this could definitely be a reading. Current energy for Gemini. These are both right side up. Queen. I said I just saw the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. So this is saying something a little more. This situation, it brought you closer to yourself. Maybe you got to know yourself more. You got to know what you were deserving of. You got to know what your fears were, where your insecurities are. Like, this situation brought you closer to you, the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. And the more you align with yourself within, the more you align with you, the more your outside world is going to reflect back at you what it is that truly aligns with you, which is your Nine of Pentacles. This is the wish fulfillment that you have. This is, the Nine of Pentacles is, because the Ten of Pentacles is, sustainable long-term abundance. The Nine of Pentacles is like wish fulfillment that is a part of the Ten of Pentacles. And so it feels like it's like, as you heal from this and you get to know yourself more and you get to understand why things happen the way they did, why they had to happen, you get to know yourself a little bit more, which leads you closer and closer to what it is that you want. It's like, it's like you're closer to what you want now than you ever have been before. That's what keeps coming through. I want to clarify this. What do you need to release with the Tower in reverse? What is this message saying? What do you need to release with the Tower in reverse for Gemini? Clarifying, what do you need to release with the Tower in reverse, please? An attachment to instability. The Devil, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, the Knight of Wands. An attachment to instability. I was kind of talking about how we're so used to lack and loss and instability that sometimes on a subconscious level where we actually start to choose what aligns more with that than what actually aligns with abundance and peace and happiness, because one of those paths, one of those options is familiar. It's familiar to be in lack, to be in loss, and to deal with that. I just got so scared that wasn't on. I've had that happen a couple of times. And it almost feels like it's unfamiliar for you to have and be living the life that you dream of. And so whether or not you realize it, there's a part of you that has aligned with this instability. You almost have an attachment to it. So on a subconscious level, you have a tendency to not choose what is good for you, but to choose what is familiar to you. The Seven of Wands, that's that stubbornness. Because familiarity is predictable. And though the cycle might be painful, at least we know how it's going to turn out because we've been there before. Immediate future for Gemini, clarifying it's time to take action in the Sun. And I'm not saying it's your fault. It is not your fault how you've internalized your experience and the pain and the trauma that you've been through. It's not your fault. But it is, if you want to see a difference in your reality, your responsibility to get to the core of where these beliefs stem from and what you can do to reframe them. All right, immediate future for Gemini, clarifying it's time to take action with the Sun. Immediate future for Gemini, clarifying it's time to take action with the Sun. What is this action? It just feels like it's time to start choosing your happiness. Time to start aligning with your abundance. I don't like the way those came out. I'm going to reshuffle here. If they were supposed to come out, they will again. My mind was drifting to something else. It's like, I just wanted to clarify that it's time to start taking action toward what makes you happy, not with what's predictable or familiar or makes you feel safe. Immediate future for Gemini, clarifying it's time to take action with the Sun. Immediate future for Gemini. Yeah, there's the Eight of Swords in reverse. So, there you are again. Okay. Gosh, and then there's the Five of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Wands in reverse. Okay. As you work through painful situations, and this is just talking generally, and then I'll apply it to the reading. As we work through painful situations or situations that, when we have to undergo a lot of change or a lot of uncertainty, or we really have to embrace the unknown, when we work through those, We always have a choice. And that choice is either to affirm the limiting beliefs that we are currently experiencing and to believe that what is happening is our reality, is saying that our limiting beliefs are true, or we have a choice to choose to pursue new beliefs. So, in every moment when you're experiencing fear, anxiety, doubt, pain, suffering, you have a choice. And you have a choice to either choose safety or choose what is uncomfortable, but what is better for you. And I feel like your immediate future is about releasing yourself from the limiting beliefs that keep you from choosing these cycles that you've been stuck in for so long, Gemini. You know you deserve better. You know you want better for yourself. And the only way to receive better is to choose better, to take action toward better. Um, and sometimes like we don't even realize how our choices have led us to where we are, but that's where, starting to become increasingly more self-aware of your limiting beliefs and the thoughts that you tell the way that you talk to yourself and the thoughts that you affirm to yourself, and all of that can really lead you to understanding, okay, what part of my subconscious, because 95% of us stems from our subconscious, so what part of my subconscious is controlling my life that I'm not aware of and keeping me stuck in cycles where I'm having to consistently end up in pain or at a loss or feel like I don't have what it is that I need. Because it is, Gemini, it is time for you to start taking action toward what it is that you want, what's going to make you happy, not what you think is not what your parents have told you is going to make you happy, not what society has told you is going to make you happy, not what what you think is going to make you happy because it's been, it's the path that you were told to take. That's not what I'm talking about. What is going to make you happy? If you could have anything that you want, if you could live the life of your dreams, what does that look like? And what do you need to do to get there? Because I really feel like there's this need to get very real with yourself on the fact that, okay, have I been investing in what makes me happy, or have I been investing in what makes me feel safe, or what makes me feel not alone, or what makes me feel secure but doesn't, necessarily make me happy, or adds more to my unhappiness instead of adding to my happiness, but it's such a familiar cycle and and it could possibly change, so I hold on to the hope of the future instead of living for the reality of the situation. Getting very real with yourself and saying, what part of me isn't aligned with what I deserve? What part of me is aligned with my past instead of my future? I just feel like that is so important for you right now, Gemini. Immediate future for Gemini. Immediate future for Gemini. Gemini. Okay. Your past cycle, the Six of Cups in reverse with the Knight of Wands in reverse, is to sabotage the good and choose the familiar. We all have a tendency to do this. And again, it goes back to the fact that most of us are actually very afraid of our success because there's so much self-doubt that has been instilled in us since we were kids, and since have started experiencing, certain failures and disappointments in your own life that have affirmed those limiting beliefs, that have made you believe on some level that you are undeserving, incapable, or the life of your dreams isn't possible for whatever reason. Or maybe, and this was something that I got stuck in for a while, maybe you don't even know what the life of your dreams looks like. Maybe you don't know what really truly makes you happy. Maybe you don't know what career aligns with your soul or what a true healthy relationship looks like. And that's okay. But it doesn't benefit you at all to choose to keep aligning with what has happened and what you have experienced than to choose to step out into the unknown and do different things. My current partner, hands down the love of my life, is nothing like what I expected my partner to be like. And I love every single part of him for who he is, but he's just not what I would have chosen in the past. And that's a good thing because it's different. You know, I chose certain people in the past that kept me stuck in the cycle of not receiving the relationships that I deserved. Oftentimes what is really meant for you can look a lot different than what you are used to. And that's okay. That's actually a good thing. Whenever you start to experience new is when you start to get closer to what you want. So what I'm getting at is I really feel like you have a choice here, Gemini. I feel like you have a choice because you're closer now to what you want than ever before. However, you could just repeat the cycle. If you wanted to, you could just repeat the cycle, stick to what's familiar, and maybe you need to repeat the cycle right now. And if that is the case, then that is okay because you are always exactly where you need to be. But I do feel like the more that you can bring into your awareness the ability to say, okay, if I'm starting to pursue new situations or I'm in situations that remind me of my past, do I want to wait until these situations turn up like they have in the past? Or do I want to do something different? Do I want to choose different for myself? All right, immediate future for Gemini. Immediate future for Gemini, please. Page of Swords with Three of Wands. Whenever someone asks me, like, okay, because there you are again, Queen of Swords. And this does feel like, okay, how do I know what makes me happy? How do I know what path to choose? How do I know how to step out of my comfort zone? How do I do any of this? Or where do I even start? Like, I don't even know where to start. I always say start with what brings you joy. And sometimes it can be things that make you feel like a little kid. Taking that art class that you wanted to take, or buying a tarot deck, or doing a little bit more research into that passion that has caught your interest so many times. Just start pursuing the things that bring you happiness, because life is about living in the things that bring you joy. That is the point. The point is to enjoy your day to day, to wake up in a good mood, to feel like you are fulfilled in every aspect of your life. That is the point. We've just been told that survival mode and stress and lack is what we're supposed to live in. And so when you can start to say, okay, what would my dream life look like? What makes me happy? I don't need to know exactly how I'm going to build a career out of it or exactly how I'm going to get to the outcome I want, but starting on focusing on what makes you happy, what makes you feel good, what makes you feel passionate. Those are the things that can help you start to guide you in the direction of what's really meant for you, because more and more doors will open and you'll step through those doors, and those doors will either lead you to where you want to go or lead you to another opportunity that leads you to where you want to go. I mean, starting to take steps down the path towards what we want is starting to do things differently than we ever have. If you want to have what you've never experienced before, you've got to do different. You've got to choose different. You've got to expect different. And I feel, Gemini, like you've been stuck in this cycle of, why don't things work out for me? Why does everything come crashing down? Why do I always experience loss? Why do I always feel like my financial situation is in a bad position? Well, how have your decisions and your choices stayed the same? Because that will keep you in realizing, okay, if I have control over what my current reality looks like is a result of my past thoughts, beliefs, and actions, then how can my immediate future, not necessarily immediate, but how can my future, what future do I want, and how can I align my current thoughts, beliefs, and actions with what I want instead of with where I've been? And it's a hard truth to take a look at. And I'm not sitting here saying that the way that your life has turned out and like looks right now, that it's like your fault. Like, that's not what I'm saying. This has nothing to do with blame or me saying that, the trauma that you've experienced is your fault. But it is, and again, and I'm going to keep saying this, your responsibility, if you want things to look different, if you want a different reality for yourself, to do different, to act different, to talk different, to expect different. That is how you start to create a different world for yourself. And it's hard. It really is hard to do. I mean, just a few years ago, I was probably one of the most ungrateful, unself-aware, judgmental people you will have ever met in your entire life. And then I started a spiritual journey, and I started becoming more and more self-aware. And I was miserable back then. I was absolutely miserable. I was choosing relationships that made me feel bad. I was working careers that made me, burnt out. And I was working so hard, but I didn't even have the money that I wanted. And I was so stuck in this reality of believing that I was the victim in every single situation. And the more that I've taken my power back and the more that I've realized the role that I've played in my own suffering, the more my life has literally changed. Like my outside world has actually started to reflect the new beliefs I have about myself and my reality on the inside. Like this stuff works, guys. This law of attraction, voodoo stuff is real. But you have to be willing to take a look at the role you've played in your own suffering and be able to make different decisions for yourself. All right, Gemini, thank you so much as always for your support of my channel. I'm going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to clarify these messages and dive into some advice from Spirit here. The information for that's in the description box below. But I did want to bring up something. I mentioned this and I posted a video on this on Sunday of this past week, talking about um, a summer workshop series. It's a workshop series. There's 4 different sessions, and it's all about taking your power back from your circumstances so that you can create the life of your dreams. And you guys know that is right up my alley. So my friend slash mentor slash spiritual confidant, she is putting it on. She's a life coach, a wellness coach, a holistic coach, but she is incredible in all different ways, and she has helped me more than anyone else really ever has in my life. And so I'm going to be in that summer workshop series because I think there's going to be a lot of good stuff for me in there. And when I heard about it, when she told me about it, I was like, man, I got to share this with my subscribers because, we talk a lot of these readings about the higher level. Okay, here are the beliefs, the limiting beliefs that are affecting your life and so on and so forth. But we don't talk so much about how to implement this stuff in your day to day and how to actually start to make real changes for yourself. And so there were I just felt this need to share it with you guys. And so I'm going to put the link for the video that is connected to all of the information that I posted below. So any information on this workshop is going to be in the description box of the video that I link in this description box. That makes sense. All right, Gemini, thank you so much as always for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Gemini.